So hi guys, welcome to my channel. And today I want to do a little bit more discussion on to a specific topic about divine principle. Because like even True Father did mention about, yeah, if you want to understand the whole divine principle, you just need to understand one concept. The most essential concept is the give and receive action. And I'm like, yeah, like a lot of people just trying to understand it like I mean, this is much more like a discussion, but I put it into a different principle because I think that that's a big, huge gap onto it that no one really like trying to talk about it, or we are supposed to already know to talk about it. Yeah. So with that being said, let's try to see it in this way. So every time when we talk about like even take action, we have a subject and we have an object. So the subject is the one who give love, and the object is the one who return in beauty. I think this is a little bit sexism, to be honest, because it's much more like it sounds like a man to a woman. So I give you something and you give me some beauty. So I give you money, you give me some smiles on, yeah, something like this. It's much more like a having like a hierarchy concept, I would say, like that there's something like this. Yeah, still. So that's why like a lot of people just think that, oh yeah, so in this way our church we need to be hierarchical. So because of hierarchical, like that's only one of the support. There's a lot of other supports, but yeah, because of hierarchical, so that's why yeah, we are not supposed to ask anything about from Abel. But actually it's totally wrong. It's totally not correct, I would say. So we have a subject partner and an object partner. So we in a business way, much more easy to know A and B. Yeah, but like okay, business way is a little bit complicated because there's interaction between it. But for me, give and receive action is easy. A, B, A, give, B, receive. This is called a give and receive action. Yeah, is it something really easy? And yeah, so the main point right here is that the give and receive action is that when you receive something, it's not out of your choice. It's not that I choose to receive this. It's much more like if you choose to receive it, basically that take. So receive is that okay, something happened, you just naturally like take it. And when you take it, you're also taking the responsibility, you're taking a burden, and you are going through it. So that's how the process that is supposed to be go together. But then like always like in our book when we're drawing the give and receive action, we're drawing like a circle. So it's like there's a give and there's a return. So we call it like a give and take, like give and take action, give and receive action. For me, one every person we have a giver. We can be the giver, and at the same time we can be a receiver. But is it necessary that you give and receive from the same person? Not really. Especially why I say not really, because as you can see, when you go along your lifetime, all your friends around you, eventually they will come and go. And so if you say that you are doing like give and take action, so somehow like you choose to not interact with them anymore, right? But actually not. It's much more like you are losing them. So it's not out of like a hatred. It's not because of something like a personal issue, but it's something like okay, the life come to this part, so they need to leave each other. So this kind of bond itself, because always when we talk about the give and receive action, we say that it generates more and more energy. So a lot of people just think that yeah, just between two people. Only one situation that between two people is like totally understandable, which is husband and wife. And even like if we go with like very strict way, yeah, it's not always, but that is like a much more ideal way that when we're trying to claim that okay, you are always doing the give and receive on the same person in terms of energy. Yeah, that's how being do. Other inputs can also like help the relationship to generate more energy, but I mean between that. But then like in a usual way is that give and receive is a one-way direction. Is that I give and the other side receive. So there's no such thing as return of beauty or something like this, because when the other side after they receive, either like do they want to give to you or not as return, it depends on them. If they decided to not to have any interaction with you, you cannot demand onto them. Like, but in our church, there's a lot of like elders like using like a give and take action, and they just keep on like demanding other people to interact with them, saying that you're already in debt of me, so that's why you need to like do anything for me. For me, like I mean, when I read True Father saying something similar, it's much more like in the context that yeah, uh, you're already having agreement with me, so that's why you need to do what you promised to me. That's why I will just keep on like making sure that you are doing something. It's much more onto this kind of context, but a lot of time, like when our members or leaders trying to demand for other people's corporations, to be honest, I think a lot of time is like really unfair onto it. Like a lot of time, the members have no choice; they receive everything, yeah, in a hate way, and after that they still need to give to the leader because as a return. So like because the church leader is thinking that, oh yeah, it's as a return, so I don't need to take up any responsibility, and because it means that I gave enough, but actually it's not. Yeah, and that part itself is like always like so interesting. Yeah, and another thing, funny thing for it is that when we talk about give and take action, a lot of people will think like we need to use it with the same value. What's mean the same value? If I give you oxygen, you need to give me oxygen, right? It sounds familiar to you, but yeah, actually that concept itself is also wrong. So if I give oxygen to the plants, and how the plants can react, for them, they don't need oxygen, right? They will give me more oxygen, but what they are taking from me, the carbon dioxide. Yep, that's how the give and receive action between me and plants being done. And there's two ways: me giving carbon dioxide to the plants, and they receive it, and the plants giving me the oxygen, and I receive it as well. So every entity, every human beings, and everyone itself in the like the being created by God, they have the, how can I say, they can be the subject that demanding or like they giving love onto other people. So that's why like the three object purpose works. I already did one video talking about the three object purpose about it, and a lot of time like people just don't really understand why it was just formed. But actually three object purpose is nothing really surprising. You're supposed to think that is really something just normal, especially in a love relationship. I mean, love relationship centering on love, the whole family uniting with love, so everything will just make sense. The grandfather in front of the grandchildren, they don't show hierarchy anymore. They just try to show love and try to show cooperations, and they're trying to show like their embrace onto their naiveness, and also like their childish moment, and even like beating them for them. Yeah, it's an interaction. I love it. Yeah, that's how they absorbing it. But there's much more like the unconditional love, so that's why it works. And the more you grow up, the more you know that, okay, I need to start to generate everyone's energy. So that's why you start to give. A lot of people just keep on giving and giving and giving because the church say that you need to give and forget. But don't forget, you also need to receive. You don't need to necessarily receive from the same person, but at the same time, you can receive from other people as well. So when somebody praise you, receive it. If somebody trying to support you something, receive it. If somebody want to treat you something good, receive it, but not something like a bribery or something like that. That is like out of the moral context, and that's not centered on God. So that the kind of give and receive action itself will cause a lot of issue and problems. Yeah, and that is like how it being done usually in this way. Yep, and yeah, that's my thinking about the give and receive actions up until right now. So that's why I want to talk more onto it, because there's a lot of concept in between that people were just doing assumptions and just make a judgment and just assume that everything will be you rotate in this way, and there's nothing so-called out of the circle, but actually that's everything can be out of the circle. So that's why you see like a lot of people, like most of the time when they're doing interaction, they are not really interact well. It's not the well-rounded interaction. It's much more like a one-sided demanding type of like interaction, and that causes a lot of people's like really like struggles into it. Yeah, so yeah, that's my concept onto the give and receive action up until right now. Yeah, if you have any other thoughts, then you can just put a comment down there and try to tell me, and you can just open up a discussion as well. And if you like my video, subscribe, share it, and put the notification up. And yeah, see you in my next video.